Saw this story with Steve Nash. Now I know, Steve, big soccer fan. Obviously, one of the great point guards of all time, but he owns a piece of a Vancouver soccer team. And now I saw where he'd like to maybe be involved with Inter Milan with a little friendly, trying out for them today, and the Lakers point guard joining us on the program. Is this serious here, Steve?
It depends who you ask. If you ask me, it's deadly serious. And if you ask Inter Milan, I think it's a bit of a joke. But I'm thrilled and excited as you can imagine to get out there today and have a go at it.
What's the tryout entail here?
Well, I think I'm just going to go out and practice with them for an hour this morning, and it's all centered around Guinness is bringing over 7 of the world's biggest soccer teams, and along with the LA Galaxy having a tournament, the International Champions Cup. So it's going to be a great few weeks of soccer in the United States, and some of the top teams are here, and one lucky young point guard gets to play with Inter Milan today.
What if you started out in high school and stayed with soccer and didn't play basketball?
The way I keep answering this is that, of course, the cocky athlete in me thinks that I could have made something of myself as a soccer player if I put all those hours I put into basketball and soccer. But the truth is, it is the world's game, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for the level guys play at. I will duly be embarrassed today, I'm sure.
If I said Landon Donovan plays for the Lakers for a day, practice, and you played for Team USA, who would have a better chance to be successful?
Well, I think, at the expense of sounding arrogant, I think I would do better just because I played soccer my whole life. But I'm not sure Landon's playing a lot of basketball in his life. But, he's a great athlete. If he had played some basketball, who knows, maybe he could surprise us. But
if I took all the great athletes we have in the United States, because we're still behind other countries when it comes to soccer. But let's say Kobe played soccer, LeBron was out there, Adrian Peterson. What kind of soccer team do you think that we could field if these athletes grew up as soccer players, not basketball, baseball, football players?
I mean, I think the only way I could answer that is to say sky's the limit. I mean, if you had, Adrian Peterson and Allen Iverson playing with your soccer team from the time they were 5 years old, their athleticism, you would imagine, would give them the opportunity, if they could develop the skill and understanding of the game, they could be world-class players. So just due to the fact that they would be in, obviously in another world, another class athletically. But I think that's one thing that maybe we also underestimate is how athletic some soccer players are. And you maybe don't realize because they make it look easy and it looks maybe different than we're used to seeing our athletes. But, some of these soccer players are incredible athletes.
Any correlation between seeing the floor as a point guard and, seeing the field as Beckham once did?
Huge. I mean, I think, and I've said this many times, if it wasn't for growing up playing soccer, I don't think I would have made the NBA. I think that the vision, anticipation, creativity that has, I think, been a very important part of my basketball career all came from soccer. So, I think there's a lot of correlations, and maybe they don't come out at first glance, but I think there is a lot of things that are transferable.
Steve Nash joining us, trying out for Inter Milan today. Club is in New York, the inaugural Guinness International Champions Cup. So matches taking place in various U.S. cities through August 8th. The bracket features AC Milan, Valencia, Chelsea, Real Madrid, LA Galaxy, just to name a few. Is this your last NBA season?
I have 2. So this is, we'll see if this is going to be second and last. But, I mean, there's always a chance that you keep playing. But I think it's a small chance. And, frankly, I just want to have a great year this year after last year's disappointment and just preparing doing everything I can this summer to get ready for us to make up for last year.
But is this where somebody has to tell you it's time to move on, Steve? Does your body tell you it's time to move on?
It's probably a little bit of everything. Hopefully I have the comfort and confidence to stop playing when I want to stop, but also to factor in the equation to stop playing when maybe it's time to stop. So, I think I can't predict how that's going to unfold, but it's you know what I will say. It's I think a very difficult, dangerous, and trying time for an athlete. To stop playing. So hopefully I can handle it gracefully and look back on it and say I left at the right time, had a great time doing what I do, and also can transition, well into the next stage of my life, which I know is going to be very difficult.
Well, okay, how important is the move to L.A. for after basketball for you?
Well, I don't think it can hurt, but that is what really didn't play any part in it. I mean, I think it's, in one way, I think it's a wonderful place to live. So that's maybe part of it. But I think, as far as like post-career opportunities, that wasn't a factor. So we'll see. I mean, maybe it will play a big role, but it wasn't by design.
Did you need special permission to take part in this from the Lakers, given what happened during the season with the injuries?
I think my agent spoke to them, but I think they're well aware that I play soccer all the time in the summer anyway. So I don't know. Maybe Mitch is going to meet me at the field today and say, "No way, Jose." But we'll see.
Who would be a better soccer player, you or Kobe?
Well, I mean, I've never seen him play, so I wouldn't want to.
He talks a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. I haven't seen him play. Obviously I played it quite a bit, so I have confidence in my game. But he might surprise us. He's obviously a phenomenal athlete.
Well, when's the last time you talked to Dwight Howard?
The meeting.
That was it.
A successful meeting, a successful rendezvous in Beverly Hills. I flew across the country for.
How awkward was that, though?
It wasn't that awkward, It actually got a little bit contentious, which I thought was great. I kind of got some things out there on the table, and I think because of that, they're actually, I think he went from not considering coming back to actually considering it. So I thought it was good. I thought the meeting actually went well, in a ironic sense that it was, more honest and contentious than any other recruiting meeting in history, probably.
Well, explain that though. How did it get heated?
Well, I don't know if it was heated, but, we got some things out where just, Dwight was able to say things that bothered him about this season. And, I tried to put a perspective on it to see if, how it could work in the future. I don't necessarily want to, and I don't really actually remember the details. I want to, say something that everyone else can say. That's not exactly how it happened. But, I thought it was good. He was honest, and I thought Kobe and I were honest with him. And, he wanted to move on, and I wish him the best.
Yeah, I just thought the Kobe factor was the big factor here with Dwight. That I still just think that was a roadblock obstacle, and maybe he doesn't realize that what Kobe means to the team and to him. I just felt like when Kobe said he wanted to come back for a couple more years, the light went on with Dwight Howard and said, "I am out of here." Did Kobe and Dwight exchange conversation of dialogue about that he did feel stunted a little bit there with Kobe?
Yeah, I don't know if it was, well, let me just say, I don't know what his main reason was for wanting to move on. I will say, I never felt he really felt comfortable. Even during the season, I wouldn't have wanted to bet my house on him coming back. So, as far as him and Kobe go, I mean, Kobe was honest with him. He told him, he's hard to play with. He told him that he wanted to keep playing for a few more years. And, whether that was the main factor or a factor at all, I'm not sure. But like I said, I just didn't feel that he really felt that comfortable from the jump.
Well, the guys are comfortable in certain cities. Tim Duncan would be a good player in L.A. He just doesn't want to play there. He would never want to play there. Some guys just don't like that spotlight. Did you get that feeling with Dwight that maybe underestimated what it entails to play in Los Angeles for the Lakers?
Perhaps. I mean, I know it this year took a toll on him. I think he, it affected him. Just that spotlight, the constant criticism and critique. I actually kind of embrace that in a way. I think other guys maybe it's not what they're looking for. So it might be a little different for each player in that respect.
Did you want him back?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to say you don't want a guy back who who has all the tools that he has. At the same time, if he's not happy or comfortable, then it's best for him to move on. So it's kind of a trick question in a way.
Well, I didn't mean to trick you. I was just I was wondering if he was he the right guy for the Lakers? Let's say he's well, you're saying his attitude being unhappy, but could you have won a championship with Dwight Howard?
He absolutely has the skills defensively to win a championship. I mean, there's only so many guys that can protect the rim and the paint like that with his athleticism and mobility, and he was starting to get it back. He's still in the top percentile, but he wasn't himself this year, and he was starting to get that back at the end of the year. And, he'll go to Houston, and he'll probably feel great, and he'll have a huge impact on their team at both ends of the floor. And it doesn't take a lot when you have that athleticism, size, and talent. You play hard, and you're going to have a huge impact on the game.
Before I let you go, a lot of times we look at guys. Tom Brady needs to win that 4th Super Bowl, apparently, to be considered as good as Joe Montana. Kobe talking about winning that 6th championship. Could you ever see a situation if Kobe wins the 6th that you can have that conversation about Kobe versus Michael, because now it's equal footing with championships?
I don't know. It's hard for someone that grew up watching and idolizing Michael Jordan to compare anybody to him, because of the way you felt when you were watching him play as a teenager. But, if you want to take it to a literal sense, the only way to do that is by numbers, and you can start to build a case for Kobe. But, it's weird when you play with someone, even though you respect him as one of the greats to ever play the game, you also, look up to Michael Jordan with that kind of childlike admiration. So it's strange.
Jordan ever trash talk, give you grief in any conversation you ever had with him?
With Kobe?
No, Michael.
Sorry, could you ask the question again?
Did Michael ever give you grief, talk trash to you?
You know what? When I was a rookie, I got switched off on him and he scored on me in the post, and someone got fouled, and so I was standing at the top of the key when someone was shooting free throws, and he came over to me and he whispered to me, "You were at a slight disadvantage there." And I started laughing, and someone took a picture of us laughing. We were both laughing together, and I took the opportunity to ask him for his shoes after the game.
Wait, you're a rookie and you asked for his shoes?
Yeah, and there was a vet on my team that asked when we played them in Chicago, and I was like, "No way, you asked him for his shoes? I didn't know that was the etiquette." So when he kind of came and started joking with me, I took the opportunity to ask, and he gave me his shoes after the game. I still got them. So
wait, but during the game, you're asking Jordan for his shoes?
Yes. I'm not saying it's the proudest moment of my career, but I thought I'd give you a little inside scoop. And so you don't have to make me feel worse about it. Just take your moment and go home with it.
Oh, man. Have fun today. Always good to talk to you, Steve. Thanks for joining us.
Likewise, Dan. Thank you.
All right, Steve Nash. He's going to be trying out for Inter Milan.